Daddy, why they built all those pyramids? May 2, 2189 AD, Day 2, Chapter 87. Romy stared after them, but could not bring herself to let go of the general's hand. As she looked, a tall man in a distinctive white hat caught her attention. He appeared to be leading several hundred people and angels toward the New Jerusalem. The tall man soon came close to her, and as he passed, his eye caught hers. She quickly looked away from the dark eyes of Pope Frederick, the leader of the Catholic world. Christ's comments ended, and the side of the New Jerusalem pyramid again showed his inanimate picture. The general and Romy suddenly heard a voice from behind them. They turned to see the image of Lucifer on the side of the New Eden pyramid. His figure was even larger than Jesus had been. Ladies, gentlemen, fellow angels, Luke said, don't be fooled by the evil Christ you have just heard. He is full of lies. Bales and my troops are, as we speak, winning the battle to our north. By tomorrow they will be returning victorious to take over this city of liars, he said, pointing to the New Jerusalem. Luke went on speaking for another 45 minutes, urging all to stay the course and remain with him, the true Messiah. After their victory in the Battle of Armageddon, he would create a new and perfect earth for all. During Luke's speech, the New Eden pyramid sunk several more miles and was now fully 1/8 underwater, or sand, or whatever it was sinking into. Tidal waves were forming out across the Atlantic Ocean and would soon hit the shores of the now completely abandoned Americas. Luke signed off, saying, I'm going to now help to assist our troops earn a great victory. His image remained on the east face of the New Eden pyramid. It was now 3 p.m., and with only 4 hours of daylight left, the massive crowd of humans and angels was getting restless and very hungry. At 4 p.m., all in the crowd heard a high-pitched sound coming from the northwest. Soon all could see a massive storm cloud heading toward them. Panic began to set in as all knew the cloud would carry more hail. They all looked for shelter, but save for a few scattered palm trees, there was nothing to be found. The majority began to boo and scream more epithets toward the New Jerusalem and the figure of Christ, but to no avail. Many others joined the ever-growing numbers following the likes of the Baptist and the Pope. The storm front soon reached the crowd on the North African plain, and the unmistakable loud noise of hail was heard by all. The billions were soon pelted with small hailstones. But as they looked down on the ground, instead of hail, they saw circular stones with holes in the center. Romy picked one up. A bagel, she said, smiling at her general. She picked up another. Which do you want, my love, blueberry or raisin? He took the raisin one and began chewing. As he chewed the delicious bagel, images of the makers of this wonderful food, the Jews in numerous concentration camps, flashed through his mind. He shook his head, trying to extinguish the images without success. But he kept on chewing. Nonetheless, he was starving. A large man came up to them. Care to come with me? He said. And who might you be? General Brockman asked skeptically. I am Borsiana. I am a general in Lucifer's army, but I am defecting. But, sir, we're winning the war, General Brockman said, saluting. The angel returned the salute, shook his head, and said, No, General, please come with me. Any god who can provide me with manna is my god. He held up a jalapeno bagel. Sir, General Borsiana, you are a deserter, a traitor, General Brockman said. No, sir, I was a traitor. He turned and marched head down toward the New Jerusalem. As he did so, a light rain began to fall, quenching everyone's thirst. Then a sound was heard coming from the northwest. At first all heard a high-pitched noise, but it soon grew in intensity until it reached a very piercing scream. Out of the cloud they all saw a dark form coming toward them. People started screaming, and the previous panic now returned to the crowd in earnest. The object was bright and white. It grew larger and larger in the northwest sky. It picked up speed and roared toward the screaming crowd of angels and humans, now all cursing the god who presumably had just fed them. The massive white object continued to dive toward them. As it closed the distance, it suddenly began to veer south and then west right over the crowd. The massive object, now clearly seen as a huge hailstone, continued on a low, flat trajectory, and all could now see its target was the sinking pyramid. As they all watched in horror, the 20-mile diameter hailstone slammed into the east face of the New Eden Pyramid right at the spot where Luke's head was pictured, some 1,200 miles up the 1,800-mile-high structure, its lowest 300 miles now underwater. The hailstone shot straight through the pyramid and came out the west face and proceeded westward, landing in the mid-Atlantic Ocean. The New Eden Pyramid immediately caught fire and continued its descent into the Atlantic. It would reach complete immersion by midnight, just after General Borsiana received greetings at the gate now known as St. Peter's.